So I just wanted to make a quick video real quick. March 3rd, 2026. We're trying to go over pretty much the three trades that I took today and why I took them. So I'm just gonna try and fucking record my trades. Well, maybe not record them, but I'm gonna try and review them after I take them throughout this month just to track my progress. Last month I was one payout away from securing over 15 grand in payouts for the month of February. So hopefully this month, March, I could do a lot better and hopefully secure over 15 grand this month. I had a super shitty January, super shitty December, so definitely barely coming back from those losses, but hopefully I could go over some of the trades that I take now and help you guys out a little bit. So the first trade that I took today was a NQ long. I'm sorry, NQ short, and I took it at 652. So let's go over the reason why I took it. So before I go over it, I just want to say I've been trading pretty much ICT only. So what I look for when I take a trade is I look for a liquidity sweep of a previous session low or a high. Typically it's London session since it's right before the New York one. And then I look for an inverse fair value gap, typically on the 3 minute to the 5 minute. Those tend to be the stronger ones. They tend to be the ones that get respected the most. And then I look for an SMT with ES. I'm typically trading NQ or ES. And I look for a SMT that supports whatever I'm trying to do. If I'm trying to take a call, then I'm looking for a bullish SMT. If I'm looking for shorts, then I'm looking for a bearish SMT. Um, so let's go ahead and go over the trade that I took today. Pretty much the first trade that I took was on NQ. Took it at 652, like I said. Um, and I took it, let's see. I took it right. So it was around this handle here. Yeah, I took it literally. I caught the very top of 652. So the reason I took that trade was, let's go here. And then as you guys can see, I usually toggle between 2 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minute just to see whatever works best or wherever I could read the chart more clearly. So I don't have like a strict one where it's just like if you have it on this, you're on the correct one. You obviously need to work with what the market is doing. Sometimes the 5 minute gets respected. Sometimes what the fuck is happening? Oh my God, do not hit me with that right now, bro. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, sometimes the market is respecting the 5 minute time frame, sometimes it's respecting the 2 minute time frame. So you want to look for whatever you can read more clearly. Of course, I don't like to trade the 1 minute, anything below that I don't consider valid. So just keep that in mind as well. So yeah, let's go back to the 2 minute time frame on NQ, 2 minute time frame on ES. So pretty much as you can see, yeah. So pretty much around like 420 from like 445, we'll say, like right there. Boom. We can see that there was an SMT with NQ. So from that high to this high, you can see that it's respecting the bearish SMT. If we take a look at the same time frame on NQ, we can see that we were right here to about 640, which is around the same time as this. Yeah, so 638, 640 area. You guys can see if we take a look at this, because obviously that wasn't there yet. This is all that I was seeing here with this here. So pretty much this was London low, this was London high. So I noticed that off the open, NQ swept London high and ES didn't. So pretty much we were holding below London high. So I was like, okay, that's an SMT right there. Notice that we created an inversion on the 2 minute time frame on NQ. So right here we have this fair value gap that was created around 638, 640. So I noticed the SMT right there, inversion right there, with it being respected, I'm sorry. And then I noticed we broke down here, started breaking that bullish structure that we had created off the open. Um, so once we got that retest around 652 right there of that fair value gap, that's exactly when I got in right here. Boom. It's exactly when I got in to my trade, and I was targeting London lows right here, especially just because that's 7. Let me take a look. Yeah, especially because right here, if you can take a look, London low was swept by ES around 702. Around 702 on NQ, we were still holding near my entry. We had not swept London lows, and we were still holding way above here. And we were not only sweeping them, like we were still crashing below them. So that was even giving me more confidence that NQ was going to follow because these pairs tend to follow each other. So when you're noticing that delay in one, you start seeing the SMTs, you start seeing the invergent fair value gaps. That's when you want to hop in a trade. So yeah, pretty much I got in here, and I'm not gonna lie, I made a stupid choice. I would have been done with my day really, really early, and I would have secured $3,000 more or $1,000 more in profit for each account. So I ended up exiting the trade around. I ended up exiting the trade around right here for like $1,000. It was okay, but I just didn't like how we kept waking up here, and then I noticed we started creating these inversions. I should have waited for us to actually inverse one of them. None of them were being respected. We were holding, but there was no inversion or anything right here telling me that we were going to continue back up. Instead, as you guys can see, we swept London low and then just continued lower, exited around right here, secured $1,000 in profit, and I'm not going to lie, I made a stupid choice of trying to catch the reversal because I started just looking for things of why I needed to exit the trade, which is kind of a bad thing to do. You should just let your trade play out once you took the trade. So I was like, oh my God, bullish SMT right here, bullish SMT. This one's going down, this one's holding. I see a fair value gap. We're gonna reverse and we're gonna shoot up. So I secured my $1,000 and then I took a long, which unfortunately, as you guys can see, I ended up taking a loss on my second trade, which was the long right here. It started crashing down, and I ended up exiting around right here. I literally gave back the exact 1,000 that I had just made. So at this point, I was 1,000, or I was back at zero for the day. So I was up 1,000, back to a zero, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna let it go. I was like, that was a stupid trade. I let my emotions get the best of me. I waited, I believe, until 7:52, 8:05. Let me take a look. I waited till 8. Oh, sorry, that was my exit time. 7:40 to take another trade. Um, Ended up taking a long right at 24,434 on NQ. So if we go here, just go ahead and take a look at this here. So NQ, I believe I took it off the 5 minute. Yeah, I took it off the 5 minute. Okay, so it was like 7:44. So I took it around this candle here. So I pretty much bottom ticked the reversal. The reason I did that was I noticed I did it right here actually, 7:34. So I noticed we created this inversion here. Up here, we started pushing up around this time here, like boom, 7:30. 7:30, started respecting this inversion. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and long it. So I literally entered around right here. So I pushed up. I was like, okay, awesome. I'm up like $700. Came back down. Then I was down like $300 again. And I was like, holy shit, hopefully we don't end up coming back down because if we do, I'm probably just gonna call it just because I've already taken three trades for the day. Two, we inverse this, and if we start inversing 5 minutes and then not respecting them, I'm not about to trade a day like that where we're just not respecting things that I like to see. Um, but thankfully, we came under the fair value gap, but I ended up following my stop loss, which was super, super strict. I was like, if we crash below this low here, I am not about to wait and find out for it to create another reversal candle. I'm just gonna call it and just fucking, that's it. Thankfully, I had my stop loss here because we did break below this fair value gap, which once we closed below, I was like, okay, if this next candle does not push above this fair value gap, we're gonna crash down and we're gonna take a shit. Thankfully, I noticed on ES, which is good. This is why it's good to be watching both pairs, because you'll notice things. So I noticed on ES, we were still respecting this 5 minute we had created. So we didn't actually close below. So I was like, okay, we closed right at the line, but not below. So I was like, okay, let's wait and see what ES does. And I noticed immediately ES pushed up. Boom. Started pushing up. Same thing with NQ, and then boom. Pretty much caught the long to about right here, which was honestly stupid because my original target was for us to fill this gap here, or at least take out this high. Because I noticed that here we didn't really have any delay. We just continued pushing up. Boom, 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 boom. This is where we first got a red candle. Here, I noticed we got that doji there, and I started getting a little scared, and I believe I exited around right there. So I realistically, if I would have waited for it to come up to here and just to tap that fair value gap, which would have been my next target, that one right there, um, that would have been like a $3,200 day for me. Yeah, it was another 50 points. So, and then if I let it ride all the way up here, I would have I would have made like $4,200. So ideally, yes. Good thing that I got a green trade. It's a little bit upsetting that I let a little doji candle scare me because we immediately just pushed up. And typically when we're near these highs already, we have an SMT, we have a liquidity sweep of a previous slow, starting to respect 5 minute inverse fair value gaps. We will take out those highs, especially with this amount of volume that we saw. I should have just held my trade, but I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't at my desk. I was taking care of something as well. So that I feel like that had a little bit of influence with my trade because if I would have simply zoomed out, you could have seen that there was so much more liquidity for us to grab up here. Um, since we did sweep London low and started pushing up with so much volume, but it is what it is. I mean, it is a winning day. I thankfully have two accounts that I'm trading with, so that was a $4,200 day for me. I'm hoping to take a payout on Thursday again. But yeah, it is what it is. Those were the three trades that I took today. Tomorrow maybe I'll record like while I'm actually trading so you guys can kind of see how I'm reacting to the market moving. But if not, I'll definitely just go ahead and record like a review video of the trades that I took. And hopefully you guys can see me take a payout out of these accounts this week. So yeah.